Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Jezreel Talks, where we help the African diaspora repatriate to Ghana. Today, I want us to talk a little bit about 5 must-haves to come to Ghana. What are the 5 things that you must have in order to get here, right? And so that's what we're going to talk about today. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing and clicking the notification bell so that you can be notified when new videos are posted, and also clicking that like button. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. 5 must-haves to come to Ghana. All right, guys, and so the first thing that you're going to need is a government issued ID, right? And usually that is either your driver's license or a state issued ID, right? And you'll need one or the other in order to help you to obtain your passport and to obtain your visa. All right, guys, so now that you have your government issue ID, either your driver's license or your state ID, now it's time to apply for your passport, right? And so to apply for your passport, you can get the application from the U.S. Department of State's website, right? And so the last time I looked, guys, for a regular passport is $130, and the processing time is 6 to 8 weeks. And for expedited service, it's available to you, but it'll be an additional cost of $60, and the processing time changes to 2 to 3 weeks, right? And so you want to keep that in mind when you're applying for your passport, right? So if you need your passport fast, your time for leaving is coming up quick, then you might want to go for that expedited service, right? But if you have some time, you can go ahead and opt for the 6 to 8 week time frame and save a couple of dollars, right? But for your passport, you need passport photos, right? And so while you're getting your passport photos, you want to ask for additional passport photos. And those additional passport photos will help you when you're here in Ghana, right? So if you're going to stay in Ghana for an extended amount of time and say you want to open a bank account, those additional passport photos will help you because they require at least 2 additional passport photos in order to open your bank account here in Ghana. Okay, and so you're able to get your passport and also your passport photos. Don't forget to ask for those additional passport photos. You will need them. All right, guys, so now that we have our government issue ID, we're able to obtain our passport, we got our additional passport photos. Now we're ready to apply for our Ghana visa, right, to gain entry into the country. Okay, and so when you're applying for your visa, there's a couple of options that they give you. You can either apply for a single entry visa or a multiple entry visa, right? For a single entry visa, that allows you the opportunity to come into the country, to come into Ghana for only 90 days. And then after the 90 days have expired, you will have to leave out of the country and then come back in to the country, right? And so your single entry visa will allow you to enter in one time, right? Single entry. You can enter in one time and then you will have to leave at the expiration of that visa, which is usually around 90 days, right? But if you get a multiple entry visa, you're able to enter into Ghana multiple times, right? But when you get a multiple entry visa, it's at a higher cost, right? And so you have to check your budget and see which one will work best for you and your family. But know that you can choose between the two. You can either get a single entry or a multiple entry visa. And the last that I checked, guys, multiple entry visas will expire 5 years out, right? And so the single entry is, I believe, expiration 90 days. Well, your multiple entry visa can go as far out as 5 years. Okay. And so if you have the opportunity to, and you're able to get the multiple entry visa, that is the visa that you will want because you will be able to move about in Ghana or explore other places and not have to worry about if you're able to enter back into Ghana because you'll have your multiple entry visa. Okay, guys. And so that's it. Single entry or multiple entry, it just depends on you and your budget and what's best for you and your family. All right, guys. So now that we have our visa all squared away, now it's time for us to look at vaccinations, right? And so for Ghana, the yellow fever vaccination is a requirement. They do recommend that you get additional vaccinations, but they're not required. But the one vaccination that is a required vaccination is the yellow fever vaccination. And so, guys, make sure that you talk to your healthcare provider, whoever is issuing your yellow fever vaccination, and find out from them what are the other recommended vaccinations that they recommend for Ghana. And then you have to make your decision based on the information that they provide to you. But know that for entry into Ghana, it will require that you have a yellow fever card and you have to have your yellow fever vaccination. All right, guys, so now we're at the fun part. It's time to buy your airline ticket. Your airline ticket is a must have in order to enter into Ghana, right? Okay. And so you already attained your government issued ID, either your driver's license or your state issued ID, and you already have your passport and your visa, your multiple entry visa that you'll need, and those additional passport photos, right? So you also have that, and you have your yellow fever vaccination, your yellow fever card, and so you're ready to enter Ghana, right? And so with the airline tickets, the most popular airline seems to be Delta. Right, Delta seems to be the most popular airline. Maybe it's because it leaves out of JFK, which is the airport in New York, and it's a straight shot from New York into Accra. So you hear a lot of people are using Delta because it's a straight shot in. But if you live on the West Coast, say California or Washington State, you know that you would have to fly from those locations over to JFK, and then you have your layover in JFK, and then you go from JFK to Accra. Or you may want to go, if you're on the West Coast and you live in California or Washington, you might want to go the other direction. So, but it seems that Delta is the most popular option coming into Accra. Most people use that airline to do so. And so it has a good reputation. You're able to have the travel insurance and things like that go along with getting your flight or your airline tickets through Delta. And so just consider that, right? And of course, always do what's best for your family as far as your budget is concerned. Okay, guys, so that's it. Once you have your airline tickets, you are definitely ready to go into Ghana. One more thing, guys, that you may want to consider when moving to Ghana or repatriate to Ghana is your finances, right? And so a lot of people wonder, like, how much money, Sadie, should I save up? How much money do I have together before I can repatriate to Ghana? Well, my friend, the answer is depends on how you want to live, right? And so if you're comfortable with a one-bedroom apartment or a studio apartment, and it's just you, then of course you can come here with $5,000 and be good for a whole year. But if you want to come here and you want to be in the city, in the heart of the city, you want to be near the shops, you want to be near the stores, you want to be near the attractions, then that's going to cost you. You may have to have $20,000 to $30,000 saved up to live that lifestyle. And so, family, I just want us to make sure, I just want us to have an understanding, right? That in Ghana, yes, you can live according to your pocket, right? According to your budget, right? And so if your budget is $5,000 and you say, I have $5,000, can I make it in Ghana? Yes, you can. You can, but you have to be realistic in your living situation, your lifestyle, right? And so, yeah, you'll be a little farther away from the city. Yeah, you might have to take a Uber or a boat or something like that to get you to the shops and things like that, right? And so the further away you are out of the city, of course, the cheaper that it's going to be because the convenience is not there. And the closer that you are to all of the convenient things, the more expensive it's going to be. Right? And so, in that regard, it's no different from the US, right? And so, if I live in the major city, it's going to be more expensive than if I live in the country or if I live out in the county area. You know what I'm saying? And so that is all I'm saying, guys. Yes, you can make it in Ghana. You don't have to have a large amount of money saved up. No, if you have $5,000 saved up, you can make it. If you have 4,000, you can make it for a year, right? If you have 20,000, you can definitely do some things. And if you have more than that, you just need to come. So I don't know. And so yeah, and so that's all that I wanted to share, guys. When it comes to finances, it just depends on your budget. It depends on your lifestyle and how you want to live here in Ghana, right? And so if you have a single person or maybe a couple with no children, your lifestyle will be different than someone who is coming with a husband, a wife, 3 kids, a dog, and Nana, or pop pop. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want us to understand those things, okay? And so, with that being said, guys, when it comes to the must haves that you need, finances is definitely one. You would need money to sustain you, right? But the amount of money that you need to get started does not have to be that high. It really just depends on you and your comfortability. Okay, and so we'll get into more talks later on as far as the businesses that you can start here in Ghana. What are some of the things that you can do to help sustain your lifestyle, to help sustain you here in Ghana? We'll get into that more later on. All right, guys, so that's all that we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Jezreel Talks. I pray that this information was helpful to you and that it will be helpful to you on your repatriation journey. Please know that Jezreel is committed to helping you to repatriate or explore Ghana with ease. Also, know that you are not on your repatriation journey alone. The Most High has equipped Jezreel with the heart and the necessary resources needed to help you establish yourself here in Ghana. All right, and so if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing and clicking the notification bell so that you can be notified when new videos are posted, and also clicking that like button. All right, guys, so that's all that I have. Have a blessed and wonderful day, and until next time.